Express here with my Echo SRM-225 weed eater here. Had this thing for about 10 years. Not too long ago, I was doing some yard work, did a little bit of weed eating, turned the weed eater off, did some mowing, went back to the weed eater, and it wouldn't start. Did a little diagnosis, found out that I had no spark on the coil. This here is the brand new coil I got from Amazon. It's very simple to change. Financially, it makes sense to put this part in. This part was $15 on Amazon. To replace this entire weed eater was $300 at Home Depot. So, real simple. All you need is a Torx bit. This is a T25. I don't know if you can see that. T25. This will take care of everything from the cover. Here's the cover. Two screws hold the cover on. And real quick, the beauty about this, when you buy this from Amazon, you get a brand new spark plug. Do that. Here's the trick though. When you put this coil on, this is where all the energy, all the power comes from to run this 2-cycle. It's a magnet. Once you pull this, you pull your cable, it spins this. As it spins, it creates, as a magnet, creates a spark. So the important thing is you have to have the gap, the air gap between your engine piece here and this ignition has to be just right. If it's too close, it won't start. You go to pull it, it's just going to lock up because this little piece here is going to grab onto this, and it's just not going to move. If the gap is too wide, then you can run into performance issues with the engine. You can get backfiring, poor performance, low RPMs. So did a little research, and I don't have any feeler gauges. I mean, who does? I got a spark plug gapper, but not a feeler gauge. Found some videos. Thanks to YouTube, I was able to find some videos, so I figured I'd do my own. Some said use a business card because it's not too thin, not too thick. So I didn't have that. So I got this. Some of y'all parents out there recognize these tags on the kids' clothes. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Nice thickness. You'll see I cut out a wedge because this is going to be my gap. I'm going to place this right where I'm going to put the coil. And if you notice, I cut the gap where I can just pull it out once I get the part on there. So I'm going to kind of set this here. There we go. I'll put you're going to feel the magnetic pull as soon as you get that on there. Sorry, do this with one hand here so yeah, this is a magnet, so as soon as it hits that metal, it's going to stick to it, and that's what we got going on right now. It's stuck to it. So I got my gap on there. I got my paper. I just want to make sure I got this right. So I think that's going to be okay. So I'm going to put some screws in here. I'm not going to put on the wrench, the socket, you know what I mean. I'm not going to tighten it down just yet. I'm just going to snug it. I really need to get a tripod. Shit. All right. So I'm just going to do this. Now, when you buy these, the manufacturer just makes them. They make the holes somewhat oblong where you can move them around. But so I'm just gonna make sure. Okay, I like that. When I pull it, this motor, the engine. I keep saying motor. Engine is going to spin, which is fine. If it spins, that means it's going to be. To me, it tells me it's going to be okay. It's going to. It's not going to. The gap was going to be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it up. Again, you're screwing into this engine here. I do not recommend going with a power tool on this thing. Hand tight is what I recommend because this is all one piece, this engine. This is the top of the cylinder. Here's your spark plug. If you damage this, if you crack this, unless you're, I don't even know if JB Weld or actual welding will fix it. may never be the same again because the engine will vibrate, and if it's got a weak spot, it's probably going to get worse. So let's kind of tighten this up here. Sorry, should have got my kids out here to hold the camera. So, and the spark plug, just if you're for information, 3/4 inch socket will get that spark plug just fine. All right, so moment of truth. Okay, pull it all out. So if everything went well, this is the gap. It's very, very tight. We're talking thousandths. This is just the thickness of a piece of paper. Very tight gap. So yeah. First thing I'm gonna do is make sure it's not hitting. So I'm just gonna kind of play it. Move it around a little bit, make sure, look at that, that's nice. Okay, nothing's happening. It's not hit. I've had it before where it wouldn't do this because it was in contact. So, let's see here. Don't forget this is the actual cutoff switch. On these, on these, they're gonna have your cutoff. I almost said Ryobi Echo. Ryobi on the brain. This is that. So, got that on there. This little braided stuff you see here, that's for heat. Make sure that comes in contact with whatever metals are going to get hot. And then that's it. I just want to show you how I'm going to gap this. If you got this far, you know how to take this off and put this back on. So if I don't like the performance, I may have to find a piece of paper that's thinner, or I don't know, just maybe buy the right tool. But I know how I am and I won't do that. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Now it's time to go to work.